What's up, guys? Your host with the most, Griever, as always, bringing you guys the next piece of One Piece. One Piece chapter 1021. Now, a lot of people are really going to enjoy this chapter. I want to know what. That's my big question for this chapter is, what? like it's cool, and I understand why a lot of people are really going to enjoy it, and the cliffhanger at the end is actually awesome. We're having a Legend of Zelda moment going on here. Ocarina of Time called. They want their 7 years. But the thing is that, like, all right, let's just for first starting off, let's go into the cover page. Now, normally you guys know I don't talk about the cover page, but this one tugs at the heartstrings. I gotta tell you. Because this is our boy, Senor Pink. We haven't seen Senor Pink in a while and stuff like that, right? Now, honestly, out of the Doflamingo family and all that stuff, one of the only actual people that deserves, like, some credit, like, some stuff. And I believe, if I'm remembering correctly, Dressrosa is not one of my favorite arcs, so I don't think I've reread it in its entirety since I first read it. But I believe that Frankie did at one point, Senior Pink and Frankie, I believe it was near the end of the fight, he said, you know what, I'd like to have a drink with you sometime and, you know, just talk more, sort of like that, because we got his backstory. It was very, very sad and stuff. And here, we're finally getting that reader request. Senior Pink and Frankie having a drink together at Leopard's Bar. And we see that Senior Pink is clearly having the drink, telling his tale, and everybody's crying. Because it is a sad story. It's not just the Straw Hats that have sad backstories. Senor Pink's is tragic. I'm sorry, that's tragedy written all over that. Left, right, and center, up, down, whichever way you're looking. That's tragedy. So definitely love this cover page because this is something that we might never get to see. I hope that Senior Pink and Frankie do officially get to have that drink together, because that is something sort of like Brooke meeting up with Laboon eventually and stuff like that. I feel like everybody needs that sort of stuff. But anyways, on to the chapter. The chapter is pretty good because it's a Robin fight. And we haven't had a Robin fight in literal years. It has been years. And I'm not talking like 1 or 2 years. No, so people have done the math. And it's been like, I don't know, like 8 years or 11 years or something. It's been a stupid amount of time since we've had a Robin 1v1 in a fight. It's been years. So a lot of people, especially a lot of Robin stans and Robin fanboys and girls and stuff like that, they are really pumped about this chapter. Now, I'm just waiting because a lot of people are saying maybe the Topiropo aren't down. We know that the dinosaur, the ancient zones, have high endurance, high durability and stuff. So maybe they're not down and out. I think that they are. Wano has already gone on stupidly long. Act 3, that's not a bad thing. I say stupidly long, but it is the longest current arc in all of One Piece. 20 plus years of writing, and still the longest arc, and we're not even near the end yet. But I do think they need to sort of finish off some of these battles. The Topiropo, other than Black Maria and X-Drake, are all but done, right? So, I mean, Page 1 could get back up. Sasuke could get back up and stuff. But I just think, and Who's Who could get back up. But I really think that this is the end. This is what we're seeing here, is the final Topiropo down. X-Drake, of course, defected. Then we're going to move on to the battles like with Sanji and Zoro and stuff. King, Queen, Jack, we need to see them eliminated. We need to see what's going on with Kid, Law, and Big Mom. Like, there are so many other battles, and if Oda's going to give us an epic final battle, he's... You know, I don't think Oda wants this arc to go another, like the Wano arc to continue for the next 2 years, you know? Because the Topiropo come back, then there's another fight, and you're damned if you do, damned if you don't, because you're going to have off-screen. It's either going to all be off-screen and people are going to be upset because it's like, oh, you didn't show us our fight that we wanted to see, or you're going to show it and this thing's going to never end, which... I mean, for some people, that's not bad. I really like the Wano arc, and that's fine, but I think that this is what we're seeing. This is the final Topiropo battle. It's a pretty good fight. I like seeing Robin use the abilities, and one of the big things that a lot of people are going to take away from this is that it's not a bad fight and everything, though I will admit that I think Black Maria had a point that making herself super big, considering she takes damage, is just giving her a bigger target, you know? Like, so it looked cool at the end of the last chapter, but I will admit that Black Maria sort of has a semi-point there. Now, if this is the case, then we never see Black Maria realistically in any other form. Like, we assume this is her hybrid form, so we never see her in full spider form or anything like that. But at the end of the day, what some people are really going to take away from this is potentially Robin has learned Dragon Claw Fist. I can do that, but I can't. There we sort of go. Yeah, like no, I can't do what he does, what Sabo does with the Dragon Claw Fist, because we have the people from the Revolutionary Army there, teaching her like, oh, you should try to, use a palm attack. You should try a Fishman karate technique. You should try Dragon Claw Fist and yada, yada, yada. And they're just saying, hey, we might not be around when you eventually leave, etc., etc. So a lot of people are going to be happy to see that Robin spent a lot of time with the revolutionaries. We sort of knew that, but we didn't really see much about that. So she says, well, then fine, could you at least teach me how to do a palm strike? Now, potentially she has Dragon Claw Fist. Potentially, because Sabo wanted to teach it to Robin. Potentially she did learn it, because it seems like later on we do see that Sabo what is her name? I totally forget her name. But anyways, the other revolutionary there with the fisherman karate and stuff, the one that Fisher Tiger saved and all that stuff. Why her name's slipping my mind right now. Sorry about that, guys. I'm not a One Piece encyclopedia like other YouTubers. But either way, we see that she's been using this in the past, and we see a flashback to when she used the double palm technique before, and now, but we're also seeing that Sabo and the others were teaching her separately as well, like different, so potentially she has like some of the other revolutionary techniques and we haven't seen them yet. So pretty much she does use Mille Fleur Fishman karate style Gigantuum, and it's like, holy, okay, so now Jinbei might be able to teach her some of his abilities now too, like if Robin wants to get stronger, because this is still a fight. Like, Black Maria is no pushover. Robin's not kicking her ass in any way, shape, or form, technically. Like, Black Maria is sort of winning this fight. And, but the fact that Robin is now learning Fishman karate, I think that with Jinbei on board now, once they finally all get back out to sea and stuff, potentially Jinbei could help her perfect anything that she might be lacking, right? So, because he's a master of Fishman karate, of course. So she puts out all the fire, and then this is the moment that at the beginning of the review I was saying, what? Like, what? Like, I don't know how this makes any sense. It, conceptually, awesome. She was always the devil child Nico Robin. So she literally, like it was never a stated thing like, oh, maybe she'll get the demon fruit or the devil fruit or something, and it would be poetic in that way. But she already had her devil fruit. So it was like, okay, so we're never really going to get that aesthetic with the horns and stuff. And ironic with Kaido and everyone having horns and nobody really know, are they just prosthetics or whatever? No one seems to know whether, are they legit? Are they not? What's the deal? And randomly, she turns into Demonio Fleur. Or Demonio Fleur. And it's like, wait, so I imagine that's supposed to be like Devil Fleur or something like that, because Devil Child, it just makes sense. She turns into this vampire-looking devil creature, giant style, uses multiple arms. She gains fangs, she gains horns, her hair changes, she's all in shadow. She gains devil wings, like giant vampire bat wings sort of idea. Don't get me wrong, the form looks really cool. But how does that work? Like, I suppose I shouldn't be surprised with all the crazy gears that Luffy's able to do with the Gomu Gomu no Mi. But I don't really know how she transformed herself into a devil. Like, it's cool, but I'm going to look forward to watching other people's theories. Like, I'm sure Tekking will come out. This will be the thing that Tekking will want to talk about in one of his discussion videos this week. So I'm going to wait for some of the other YouTubers to tell me how this makes sense with her devil fruit, that she randomly just zone power devil fruit, automatically. The devil no mi, boom, I turned into a devil, I don't understand the logistics of it. It's really cool, but I'm not going to I'm not going to insult it yet, because I'm sure somebody will come up with some theory explanation that'll be good enough for now. But I don't get it. I mean, poetically, as I said, the devil child, Nico Robin, finally matured and turned into a full-fledged devil. Makes sense poetically. Power-wise, don't get how it's working, but we'll probably get an explanation later on. So she used the Grand Jacuzzi Clutch and just takes out Black Maria with one fell swoop. Just completely giant devil form, crack, boom, makes her pass out, in like a judo hold or a jiu-jitsu hold. It's like, raw, and just takes her out. So then of course, there's the ice wall, and then all of Black Maria's servants sort of line up, and Brooke manages to just completely, you all lined up for me. That's perfect. Boom, and completely takes them all out, all in one fell swoop. So there goes Black Maria's people. There goes Black Maria herself. The Topiropo, as far as we know, are officially defeated as of this chapter. X-Drake being the only one conscious, and he defected. So, now Robin is apparently feeling quite tired, but we see that there are onlookers, with the Sheikah eye and stuff like that, still watching. So we see now that we're going to have the information that Black Maria is defeated. Everybody's going to have that information as well. And then the end part of the chapter, which is quite good, is the fact that we all suspected this. I said this. I think Tekking said this. I think Rogers Base said this. Everybody said this, is that Caesar probably, or not Caesar, sorry, not Caesar, Caribou. Caribou has, of course, the swamp powers, and or the mud, or whatever it's called, and he's able to, store a bunch of crap in there. Of course, it's like a bottomless pit, and, of course he would store food in there. I just questioned, would it be fresh, would it not? But apparently he's got an entire feast in there. Caribou, of course, doesn't want Kaido to win. He wants the Straw Hats to win so he can get the hell out of here. He's got a better bet if they win than if Kaido wins, so Caribou wants to help whatever he can, so he's just, here's all the ale, the food, the meat, all that stuff, and we see Luffy just chomping down like crazy. So Luffy potentially will be back to 100%, in the next chapter. So that's really, really good. Now, this is where, as I said, we get the Legend of Zelda, we get the Ocarina of Time sort of idea here, is that Shinobu and Momonosuke are off to the side at the last page. And he says, and she says, I could do that with my right, my jutsu, but why would you ever ask me to do something so foolish? Like, we just got away from that terrible place, and we see Onigashima still heading towards the flower capital, and Shinobu says, I'm not going to help you go back up there, Momonosuke. And this is where Momonosuke says, but if I don't do something, Wano, the flower capital, it'll all be destroyed. And she says, but here's the idea, I don't care what's going to happen to me. And she says, you'll still have the mind of a child. It won't change anything. Just like sort of what Toki did, a time jump thing. Nobody gained 20 years of knowledge. They just jumped 20 years into the future. In this case, what Shinobu is saying is that your mind will still be that of a child, even if I change your body. And he says, I don't care. Maybe it'll help me turn into a giant dragon. Right now, because Momonosuke is still a child, if he's an adult, maybe the devil, because they considered, remember, CP0, they consider the devil fruit a failure. But it's not a failure, as we know. The fruit that was made from Kaido was not a failure that Vegapunk created. It's still the dragon fruit. So if Momonosuke, this is implying, just like with anything, if she speeds up his body process and turns him into an adult, sort of young Link to Hero of Time Link sort of style, it's not just to make him an adult, because he'll have an adult body, maybe he'll be stronger, maybe better with a sword or something. We're not really sure how that would work. Does it increase your strength and power and everything, or is it just going to have an adult? But it might potentially increase the size of his dragon powers. So he would be a big enough dragon, maybe not giant like Kaido, but big enough that he would be powerful enough to fly Luffy back up there as Luffy asked. So lots of potential there. I don't think it's one of those things. I haven't read enough of Hunter x Hunter, but I heard Gon went adult form and he had all his Nen compressed or something like that, and it was crazy powerful. I don't think that's what the ripe Nomi will do for him. All it'll make him bigger. I don't think, maybe he'll be a little stronger because, a child's body to an adult body, so maybe he'll be able to handle, swords better and stuff like that. Maybe, he'll be able to endure more because an adult body versus a child's body. But I don't think Momonosuke is all of a sudden going to come out yeah, I'm going to help you fight Kaido. No, I don't think that's what it's going to do, but it is going to make his body big enough so that when he transforms, he'll be able to, maybe his body will have matured long enough because it's basically going to age him, so he'll get more accustomed to the dragon fruit. I don't really know the logistics, but I think it is going to work, and he's going to turn into quite a large dragon fly Luffy back up there, and then it's going to be, and of course we need Marco up there because everybody's saying we need the monkey, you need the dragon, you need the bird or whatever it is, the pigeon, whatever they're saying about that. So the rooster, I think, is the thing, the whole tale of Momonosuke or whatever. So it should be really interesting to see what's going to happen in the next chapter. I don't know if Luffy's going to get back up there in the next chapter or the chapter after. However, apparently we have a break for a lot of Shonen Jump next week, I believe. So I've seen a lot of them saying next chapter coming in 13 days. So no new chapter next week as far as I'm aware. But this was a pretty good chapter. I'm pretty stoked about what's going to happen with Momonosuke. Like, what's he going to look like as an adult? Will he turn into a badass? I'm not sure, but he'll probably look pretty cool. He'll be a bigger dragon. I don't know how big. Not as big as Kaido, I would assume, but yada, yada, yada. I am curious to find out. I'm glad the Topiropo fights are basically all wrapped up. Some people, as I said before, want the Topiropo to get back up and continue this on. I'm good. Let's move on to the Commanders and the Yonko. Okay, everybody's had their fight. Robin and Brooke had their fight. Frankie got a fight. You know, Jinbei got a fight as an official member of the Straw Hats and stuff. Like we've seen our main cast get their fights against worthy opponents. Let's move on to the final. You know, the bigger stage, the bigger leagues now. Right, past the Topiropo and on to the Commanders and the Yonko themselves. So. And if you guys have any explanation as to how that devil demon form of Robin makes any sense, I'm more than happy for you guys to tell me how that makes sense in the comment section down below. Once again, not really upset, think it looks cool, I'm sure there's a good explanation, I just can't think of one. You can sprout multiple limbs from your body. Now I can turn into a devil somehow by doing that. I don't know. So either way, thought the chapter was pretty good. I know a lot of people are stoked about it. If for nothing else, for Robin alone. But like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you guys think about this chapter. As always, don't forget to drink responsibly. As always, as your host with the most, Griever always does. And we will see you guys back here again next time for chapter 1022 for the next piece of One Piece. See you later, everybody. Peace out.